Now, Coyne was the first report. This family has a history with Child Protective Services, both in the last few days and several years ago. The Clark County Sheriff was asked to go to the house in Woodland Monday to check on the 6 kids after CPS got an anonymous call. Deputies say CPS had already sent a caseworker to the house twice before to check on the family without getting anyone to come to the door. Then yesterday, the day after the crash, California authorities asked the sheriff to check the house again for the 3 missing kids. Deputies tell us everything appeared normal, but there was no sign of the children. And we also learned that in 2011, one of the women, Sarah Hart, was convicted of domestic assault against the couple's 6-year-old daughter. Court records from Minnesota say a teacher discovered bruises on the girl's back and stomach. Sarah said they've been having behavior issues with their daughter and admitted she let her anger get out of control and bent the child over the edge of a bathtub and spanked her. And we're also talking with the couple who called Child Protective Services on the family, their neighbors up in Woodland. Our Cole Miller is here now with those details. And Cole, they were pretty worried right away after they saw CPS do that door knock.
Jennifer, that's exactly right. They tell me that all happened just on Friday, that they knew the family was home, but no one came to the door, no one answered. As they put it, this was yet another disturbing sign that something was very wrong. That couple, Bruce and Dana DeKalb, say the family moved in nearby back in May of last year, and from then until now, rarely saw them, but tell us they did see those children off and on, and it was almost always when they were in some kind of trouble. The DeKalbs described those children as thin and small given their ages, adding at one point one of the boys came by asking for food at first, just a few things, but it kept happening, even asking them to leave food by a nearby fence so that he could come and get it, saying his mother was withholding meals from him. Also, late last year, they say a little girl came over in the middle of the night covered in blackberry thistle, asking to be driven up to Seattle, that she did not want to go back home.
They portray this happy little family, and yet, you know, the night before, their daughter's telling us, please, 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 begging us not to make her go back and that they are abusing her. And then Devontae coming over here and telling us that, you know, he's being starved to death and they're mean. And
just heartbreaking to hear that. Now, we also spoke with neighbors in West Lynn, where the family used to live. They tell us they really kept to themselves and lived a pretty private life. As for that Woodland couple, they also tell us they worry no one knew exactly what was going on, because had someone known, something more probably would have been done. Now, it is worth mentioning I'll be talking to a family friend here shortly who says they were nothing short of amazing. We hope to have her story coming up a little later tonight. For now, we'll send it back to you.
And Cole, we are hearing from close friends of the family who had nothing but positive things to say about the Hart family.
For that part of the story, we go to our Chris Holmstrom, who joins us live from their home in Woodland. Chris?
Yeah, Jennifer, I spoke with several family friends. They tell me they are heartbroken by what happened, but they wanted to share with me what kind of a family this was.
The kids were angels. They always beamed with smiles. And
devastating news for loved ones of the Hart family. 2 mothers with 6 adopted children.
The Hart family, in my mind, are some of the most precious beings on the earth that we've met.
Max Ribner and Christina Pescatori are close family friends, all of them a big part of the local music community.
Anytime they would show up to an event, they would show up with just an overwhelming energy of love.
He goes on to say the family always stood out, whether it be family music festivals or rallies. In fact, in 2014, this picture went viral. It shows Devontae, one of the missing kids, giving a hug to a police officer. It was during protest over the shooting in Ferguson, Missouri.
The Hart family were such a great, and still are, a living legacy of bringing our people together, and the importance of community and the importance of racial equality and the importance of freedom.
I asked them about visits from CPS, and they tell me there were no signs of child abuse, but that the kids faced challenges before they were adopted.
And they took day by day, hour to hour, moment to moment to help them rejuvenate and help teach them language and help teach them how to be here with community.
He goes on to say that their parents turned their life around, giving them the outlet of music.
I believe in joy. I believe in great things.
This, one of many songs Max and his band produced with the Hart family. He says this message fits them perfectly.
They really found the goodness in everybody. And I hope that we can all really learn a really beautiful lesson in that and carry that legacy on.
I believe we all have good hearts. I believe we're all one person.
So Chris also asked him if they knew why the Hart family was in California. They didn't know, but said that the family was always traveling. Now, we have continuing coverage on this. We have much more as the story unfolds. So you can always check KOIN.com or our Facebook page.